7 is a new Creighton record in the Big East Tournament. My pleasure, John. What's that? So once again, before we get started here, just a note about Jaylyn Agnew, her 27 points, a Creighton record in the Big East Tournament. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, then we'll open it up to questions for Jaylyn, then we'll let her go and we'll take questions for Coach. But first, Coach, an opening statement, please.
Well, it was, I think it was a real similar game to last Sunday. We were right there. Last week we actually, pushed it out in the third quarter and had a decent margin. But the thing about DePaul, what makes them really good is they just, Jaylyn can tell you about every timeout. It's like, don't get too high, don't get too low, just keep playing because it's 40 minutes. You're going to have runs, they're going to have runs, but they just make you uncomfortable, or they make us uncomfortable. And obviously the 20 turnovers was the difference in the game. We shot more than well enough. Jaylyn was spectacular, but you can't overcome a 15 turnover differential. So credit to DePaul. They're a really good team. They're fun to watch play. They're just not quite as fun to play.
All right, we'll open it up to questions for Jaylyn. Just again, raise your hand and we'll recognize you. We'll start here in the second row.
Jaylyn, how would you say that you improved so much this season? Where do you think it's going to lead you to playing next year again?
I think we have really competitive practices, and being able to guard and practice against Audrey Faber has really helped me. As you all know, she's a great player, and she's helped me the last 4 years. And being able to go against her every day in practice has helped me improve a lot. And so hopefully I can take that into next year and hopefully be like that and help the other younger people improve too.
John in the back.
Kind of go off that, Jaylyn. What kind of mark does the senior class lead?
I'm going to get emotional, but sorry, hold on. Like you said, they're a great class. They've all been through so much. Jade's injury, Audrey being one of the greatest players that Creighton has ever had, Brooke transferring, and then Allie and her injuries. They've all shown us how to fight through adversity, and they're just a great group, great leaders on and off the floor, great friends. So yeah, we're gonna miss them a lot, but they're great people to be around, and just joke and laugh with them all the time. So like I said, not just on the floor, but great leaders through all aspects of our lives.
Any other questions for Jaylyn? Okay, we'll get Jaylyn back to the locker room. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We'll get reset here, and we'll take questions for Coach. Once again, raise your hand if you have a question for Coach Jim Flannery. Go second row again.
Coach, what do you think went wrong all year enough before when DePaul was making their big 13-3 run to get back on top?
Turnovers. I mean, we had 2 different 5 counts, I think, inbounding the ball. We tried to make that a point of emphasis. We weren't as good as we needed to be there. And then conversion out of the press. I thought we made a couple, probably about 3 unaggressive plays where we'd broken the press. We had 3-on-2, and then I thought we were tentative. And once they got up 5 or 7, it's easy to get a little panicky. We gave up. You know, I thought they did a good job of throwing the ball inside. You know, which they did last weekend, and you know, we got caught on. Had mismatches on Stonewall a couple times. They're late off switches that we had to, you know, defending. But mostly it was turnovers. I mean, if we do a little better job taking care of the ball, that, you know, it's a different game. And then the charges in the half court. I mean, they sat down and guarded, and we, you know, during that stretch, I thought we you know, part of it is we stood around, and then late shot clock we had to drive it, and they were in good position. So, and then I thought we kind of flipped and got a little more aggressive moving, and drew some off-ball fouls, but we didn't do that during that stretch that you're talking about. So the charges and the 5-second counts were huge.
Right here in the middle row, and then we'll go to Jim.
Coach, what do you think, you know, beating Butler yesterday and playing DePaul really tough tonight does for your program going forward?
Yeah, well, I mean, I honestly believe this. I mean, I think right now, we're as good a basketball team as we were a year ago when we went to the NCAA tournament and went to the second round. We just weren't that team all year because, you know, if you know, Jaylyn wasn't healthy. You know, we didn't have the health to get better for quite a period of time, and we didn't have a rotation. And so I just, you know, I'm proud of him because I felt like we played our best basketball at the end, which is what you want to do. The problem is we weren't. There were stretches where we weren't very good. But you know, I told him all year it's nobody's fault that we had the injuries we had. We weren't able to improve for a long period of time. We were not able to improve as a team. And at the end of the year when we got healthier, I thought we really improved. I mean, you see how well Jaylyn played tonight, and some of our younger players too, Rachel and Tatum, and you know, younger players who hadn't. But our practice situation got better. So, I mean, not yet looking forward to next year, but I think I will be because I think we return a good group.
Jim?
Coach,
Yeah.
you talked after the game last time about the problems Marte Grace gave you in the last regular season game when you played DePaul. What specific problems does she pose for you as a team?
Well, she's long and she does a good, you know, they run a lot of down screen post ups for her, and you know, they shoot it so well that you can't give a lot of help. And we talked at halftime about trying to give a little bit more help, and we did a better job on her. She had 16 and a half and finished with 20. So I thought Audrey's one-on-one defense in the second half on her was really good. I mean, she got to her left shoulder, blocked her shot a couple times, and I thought she really competed. But you know, part of it is that they have good players around her. I mean, we played Iowa and Megan Gustafson, and Megan deserves every bit of credit because she's a great player, but Iowa shoots the ball really well and they pass the ball really well, and that's DePaul. They shoot it well and they pass it well, and that's what makes it good. That's in addition to what the good post player can do. That's important. We don't feed the post. We don't feed the post as well, if you couldn't tell.
Anything else for Coach?
It's my fault, by the way. It's not we don't work on it enough.
All right, Coach, thanks.
Thanks.